shake everyone's hand, but that's going to just eat
It's going to take too much time. I'll be the chief handshaker.
Finn, I'm not going to ask you a costume question, but I am
Please don't.
I'm going to ask you, did you ever get tired of getting asked about the costume in the last year?
I never get tired of any kind of questions coming at me. Like I love it all, you know.
Okay.
And no, I never get tired of it. So you can ask me again. Go for it.
Okay.
He goes home at night and he has a whole Iron Fist costume. And
now
he puts it on. And he sits in front of the mirror and he kind of like does some punch moves. And he kind of moves around a little bit. And then he gets all his costume jam out. And then he comes to the set and he's feels good about it.
I actually really love the character of Dan Rand in general.
Thank you.
And I think that there's a little bit, to me, of like a Captain America complex that kind of goes on in terms of the fight for the right thing.
Right.
But I also love the naivety of just like not having been on the streets and been away from the world.
Yep.
And the merger of that is so beautiful. And when we saw you in Luke Cage, there was this massive growth that's happening.
Yep.
And I want to know more about the process of preparing for that change.
I think, as most of us have experienced, like Danny is one of the youngest members of the Defenders. He is the youngest member. And when we're young, we are all like naive and we do stupid things. We don't really know what we're doing. And then it's only through experience and growth, really, do we learn to actually settle into ourselves and become more mature, on top of your shit, you know? And I think that's what's happened with Danny. Like, you know, through experience, being with Defenders, you know, everything that happened in season 1, he's learning how to become a man, become a hero. And what we see in season 2 and in Luke Cage is just an evolution of Danny as a character to become who he is.
Would you say that evolution is stronger in the season 2? Like, that we'll see even more growth from the Luke Cage episode up in...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Danny is always in a constant state of evolution and growth. So you're always going to see that because that is who Danny is by nature. You know, he's always striving to improve himself. And yeah, that's just who he is as a character. And that's one of the reasons why I love playing him, because you take this character who's one thing, and then over the course of seasons of television, you can mold him into something else. And I find that as an actor, like a really wonderful gift.
He also, like in a team up, any comic book team up, like he was there in the Luke Cage show, and he was there sort of in the story at the right moment.
Yeah.
The same way when kind of Colleen comes in the moment that Misty really needs her the most. And there's really, this season is really, it's Danny and Colleen's story. Like it's their own story. So I think we really get to see, I think evolution is a great word for both characters, where the DNA that I was sort of handed, I thought was really, really interesting, and amazing actors playing the roles. But then to take those characters and evolve them is really the fun of the season. I think they both characters really go to really interesting places.
Yeah, really interesting. Real journey.
Speaking of evolution and growth, will he channel his chi another way?
How else would you channel your chi?
I don't know. It's just that's what I'm asking. Can it be possible?
It's like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer thing. It's like mostly his nose. Like
yeah, it's going to come from his nose this year. He's just going to bang his head into the table enough until his nose is red enough, and then he can channel it.
Both hands.
Oh my god.
Have to wait and see.
For Jessica, what struck me about the footage yesterday is sort of the attitude and the body language when she was in that fight. So when she was fighting those two ladies, it looked like she knew exactly what type of fighter she was facing, and that they were not a threat to her at all. So with that in mind, she was like, okay, let's go. Let's have a little fun here. It looked like she was in a sparring session with those girls for her, but those girls had no idea what they were up against. So where does that attitude as Colleen come from, and how long does it take for you to get in that attitude fight mode?
It's all natural, baby.
Well, I think what I was trying, it's definitely, you're right in that it's like, I'm going to have fun with this. That's what I was going for, because I think it kind of mirrored me as an actress in that Colleen doesn't want to fight this season, and she kind of takes a step back from it. So when she gets an opportunity, it's actually like, I'm quite looking forward to beating your ass. And me as an actress as well, I kind of missed doing fight scenes. So it's fun. It's so much fun. It's like a dance.
Now, Finn, to continue off of earlier, since you got asked so many times about the costume, how was it when you got to actually wear the mask in that scene with Davos and Sasha?
Oh, it was awesome, man. Like, you thought it's an iconic moment. There was lots of selfies. There was lots of like geeking out. It was, it felt right. We stuck it on and we looked at each other and we're like, this feels like a good thing. We should continue doing this. So yeah, it just felt awesome.
And looks at the showrunner, we should continue doing this. I actually want to ask about Danny and Colleen's relationship, because I feel like we've seen them go through their relationship through other people's eyes, and there's always something going on, and we haven't really seen their relationship.
Wow.
We haven't seen,
That's a good question.
yeah.
Great.
So like, are we gonna see them like in how they're growing together as a couple now that they're moving forward?
Yeah. That was something that we talked about a lot, that it was like two people thrust together by circumstance, and you kind of want to see...
Yeah, we see them go on dates,
Yeah.
we see them at home cooking, all that kind of stuff. You see a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what's really interesting about it, because not only, are we being vigilantes and we're going on the streets and we're doing all this high drama, high stakes stuff, but at the end of the day, like, we're going home and we're eating noodles, we're watching box sets together, it's
Also, it's about implied versus actually seeing it,
right?
And I think that look, like, you watch these two awesome actors and those two characters together, you paint a picture and you're like, oh, aren't they fantastic? But then you really want to dig into, what does that really mean? No relationship's perfect and everything, and every relationship is hard in a good way. Like, it needs to be challenged, it needs to be pressed. And I think we're all really interested in exploring those levels as opposed to taking them for granted. You know what I mean? And I think I feel like this season, that was something that we all talked before the season began. We got to know each other, and that was something that I know Jessica was really strong about, and Finn as well. It was like, let's not just have a relationship, let's have it. So, so that's what we try to do.
But Finn, since Misty Knight isn't this season, maybe Danny and Misty can go out for coffee.
I mean, or tea.
maybe Misty can introduce Danny to coffee.
Hey, well, I don't know how Colleen would feel about that.
I'm trying to cause trouble.
But what else did you bring new to this season? Because I realize you heard the fans' complaints about some things, like the relationship or the action scenes that were great in the clips yesterday. So.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting. I was on another show.
Yes.
I wasn't working on the Marvel Universe. I was in another show, doing another universe, doing my own thing, and so that wasn't what I was thinking about. So when I showed up, I wasn't like, oh, let me go open up a bunch of old emails. I was like, oh, let me, like, seriously, I was like, look, like, this is a story that I really want to tell, and I'm from New York. I grew up in New York. I spent 40 years living in New York. I've only been living in Los Angeles for 6 years. And the idea for me to go back to my home and write a season about two heroes who live in my home was like, and then also about characters that I adore. And then I get to have Misty Knight show up and also be in that show and be, Daughters of the Dragoning with Colin Wing. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
you can't tell Raven's a huge fan.
My level of excitement was so incredibly high that, so it was really about embracing and making as authentic as I could to the comics and the IP that I love and that experience, and then to these characters that I love, and then to the city of New York, which I think a little bit, this season's a little bit of a love affair with New York, and there's a lot of great stuff on the street and beautiful locations, and you really feel you're in New York.
It's very visceral.
Yeah.
But Raven, enough about New York. I want to know about the heavenly city, Kunlun. I really enjoyed that fight sequence in Kunlun. And will we be seeing maybe more parts and exteriors of Kunlun, or is it just not feasible?
What I'll say is about Kunlun is that, to me, it was about character. And I think that, and that's what you saw. I love that stuff too. It was beautifully filmed, and it was a great choreographed fight scene. And what I love about it is that it's so emotional. It's about two brothers in this moment that's so rich from the mythology of Iron Fist, and it's a moment I wanted to see. So yeah, it happened to take place in Kunlun, but the challenge that I gave to the writers and myself in crafting the season was, let's not go do anything just for the sake of doing it. Like, if we're in Kunlun, let's be there because we want to learn something about these people, about their bond, about where they come from, or what it meant to them. So in telling a story about, one of the big threads throughout the season is brother against brother. It's Sasha and Finn, and it's Davos and Danny. And in order to understand that story, you have to tell some Kunlun. I mean, because it'd be crazy not to. So, that's a roundabout way of saying you might see some more Kunlun.
You know who else is an interesting character in Kunlun? Shao Lao, who's a dragon, who this guy fought to become Iron Fist, and I think everyone at this table would like to see what happens in the cave with Shao Lao.
Yeah. What happens in the cave stays in the cave.
Can we all go to the cave then?
Yeah.
Are we invited?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to ask the question that the good question, the good version of the question is, how does Misty get along with Danny, and like how does the friendship between Colleen and Misty translate to her? I guess she still gets to hang out around Danny, and like how does it translate to a relationship, not a relationship between three, but how does she relate to the person her friend is with?
Obviously romance, right?
No.
But the three of us this season really three of us really work together as a team this season. Misty comes in because of something that we're doing, and it's hard to say much because I don't want to give spoilers away, but we work together as a team, and it's almost like we're a family. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I can say.
And the show is really was really accepted internationally. So you went to Brazil.
Brazil, I love Brazil. Yeah.
So why do you think Iron Fist has such a good reception in Brazil or in other countries?
I honestly couldn't answer that question. I have no idea why people love it. I'm just very grateful. I love going down to Brazil. Been down to Argentina. I've been to Japan. Like, everywhere I go, I'm going to the Philippines next week. Everywhere I go, people are so excited about the character of the show and what we're going to do with it. And I'm just very grateful that people are so passionate about this.
I have a theory. My theory is that unlike the Marvel shows, all have their own sort of DNA, and they live in the same universe, but they all have their own sort of thing. And I think that at the core of this particular show, in the tone, there is the desire and the hope to do good, to be better, right? I think that's absolutely in Colleen's story. It's absolutely in Danny's story. And I think there's a hopefulness or a desire to look towards hope as opposed to looking towards negativity. I'm not saying that other shows do that. I'm just saying that this one in particular has more of that. And to me, that's what drew me to it as well. And I think that's why I think it has a wide appeal, is that there are people who are, whatever they're struggling with in life, are trying to find their way towards the light, towards good. And I think that's an important message. And I love that this is a show that, for all its action and all the violence and there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on, that at the core there are people trying to do the right thing. And that's, we were talking about the Misty and Colleen and Danny thing. They get into it, and there's things they don't agree on, but they all agree on that. And I think it's also a big part of the bond between, at least for me, in writing it, in trying to understand why Colleen and Misty would be friends. Like, that's a commonality, right? They both want to find a way to do the right thing. And in this world, that's just so hard.
Jessica, how is it for you to play a strong character that resonates with the audience?
I was over the moon with the reaction that Colleen got last season. It was really important to me. I think women are such we're human and we're multifaceted, and to get to show so many sides of a woman across like Iron Fist, and then getting to go on to Defenders, and then Luke Cage, and with each show you see a different side to her, and it was part of the reason I signed on, actually.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful Comic-Con.
Take a picture with you?
You may.